Gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, I got something I need to bring to y'all's attention. Glad we're gonna meet here this afternoon for just a little bit. This is NBC Nightly News broadcast for Monday, March 15th, 2021. Just want you to find out this is March the 16th, 2021. The very next day. This is the nightly news last night, and nightly news tonight hadn't even come on, so it ain't even been 24 hours that they did this report. We ain't gonna talk about snow. Two things. I just on the telephone with someone. They told me that the borders, they got at least 100,000 people a day coming over the border. Said it's impossible. I said it's not possible. That's the COVID thing. Let's go to the thing about the climbing over the gates and the fence and the uh population has received the last dose. No, we don't need no COVID information. I'm needing to get to the border crossings. Okay, let's go here. That's the border crossing crisis. But what they've been saying is that 100,000 people. I said, impossible. Can't happen. Can't happen, 100,000 people. Impossible, I said. They said, nope, it's been reported, 100,000 people. Where people getting their news from, y'all? Let's listen to this report for a quick second. Y'all don't mind listening to something with me for a quick second? Migrant child surge, not migrant adult. I said it's impossible because hey, Lester, you look kind of angry right there. I said, ladies and gentlemen, impossible. I don't even watch the news. This is the first time I'm seeing the news in a week at least, because I don't watch the news. I ain't got time. But I said it's impossible for it to be 100,000 people. 100,000 people. Do you know how many people that is? 100,000? No, that's too many people. I said maybe 10, maybe 5,000, but not 100,000 a day. They said 100,000 a day. Trying to scare people. Say crossing the border illegally. Said they need to do it the right way. So I said, no, if the ones who are coming across the border are women and children. I said, no, it's not women and children. I said, no. I said, I'm not, and I didn't say this part, but this is my thinking. I'm not going by what you're hearing on the news. I'm going by reality, as in logic. It would be dumb for the men to come over first. Why? Because the men who are having hard times in their country are going to send their wives over first. Why? And their children over first. Why? Because they have a better chance at seeking asylum in America than the men would. So you send the family over here first, and then the man can come over. That's the idea. That's the way it's been. Don't talk to me about it. I already know about it. You don't need to talk about it. Let's listen to Hope. Lester?
Reversal of former President Trump's border policies is triggering this new surge. Garrett Hake is in South Texas.
Our cameras capturing migrants scaling the border fence over the weekend, part of a surge at the southern border. Tonight, so many unaccompanied migrant children are crossing the Biden administration.
Hold on. Unaccompanied who? Migrant children. You saw most of those people standing there? Women and children.
Administration is calling in FEMA to help manage and shelter the influx.
Why are so many kids coming here to the border now?
Wait, not why are so many adults coming to the border? Why so many kids? So many kids. Okay, that's the first thing we want to talk about. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is you got to see this. If it wasn't for this story right here, I'm trying to get it. This story right here. Y'all remember that officer right there? Okay, that's the story we want. We want the story of that officer. And look, I don't know what really happened to this officer. I don't know if this officer really died or didn't die. I don't know if he really worked for the Capitol Police. I don't know. Because it wasn't there. Wasn't there. I didn't take his application. I didn't do the interview. I don't know what this officer died of. I know they showed a picture of this officer being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher, they said. Now, what you guys don't know is where I was. I didn't have access to a TV. No, they had put me in a location where I could not have access to a TV. All I had was a wind-up portable radio. Okay, and I'm listening to the news, and on the 6th, I didn't have a radio. I didn't get the radio until the 7th, so I found out afterwards. So when all of that junk was going on, I didn't get to hear about it until the next day. And the reports were an officer was bludgeoned to death in the Capitol riots. Let's do that. So let's do that. So before we do Lester Holt, let's do OFFICERBLUGENED. I don't know how to spell bludgeoned, but we're going to do bludgeoned to death. Oh, there it is right there. With fire extinguisher. There it is right there. Look at that. Officer bludgeoned with fire extinguisher. Come on now, Google. Talk to me. Talk to me. Because that lets you know. That's the same story I heard. And this was the story they were reporting. Pay attention to the dates. That's January 11th. That is January the 8th. Officer Brian Sicknick dies of injuries in protests. Look. Oh, he was struck with a fire extinguisher. Officials initially said that he was struck with a fire extinguisher, but the last time a police officer was killed, blah, blah, blah. See, you see the but? He wasn't bludgeoned to death with a fire extinguisher. But that's what they told everybody. Why? Because they had to make everybody angry. Angry. Sicknick was 42 when he was hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. Two law enforcement officials said, yeah, they reported that the officer was bludgeoned to death. It says Sicknick was the Capitol Police officer killed by rioters with a fire extinguisher. Interesting, huh? See? Mega. Make Army generals Americans. Okay, again. Okay. Rioters attack cops with fire extinguisher at Capitol. They attacked them with fire extinguisher. Now, I want you to pay attention. Let's go to this story right here. They attacked him with fire extinguishers. Fire extinguisher. Excuse me. Fire extinguisher. This was the report. The second report was given was that the fire extinguisher came from the balcony, hit a couple of officers, 1, 2, 3, bing, bong, bing, Mo, Larry, and Curly in the head, who all had helmets on, but the new Curly didn't have a helmet on, and he got hit in the head, and his name was Officer Sicknick, and he is no longer with us. That was the second report, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I want y'all to pay attention. Sicknick, according to the reports, was that he was hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. It ain't even gonna let me go to that one. Look at that. Ain't even letting me watch it. Let's do it again. Nope, ain't even letting me recycle it or nothing. Look at it. Won't even let me go backwards. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if it'll let me go forward. Look at that. It just won't let me play at all. Mama just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. Pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, fire extinguishers have just begun. Now, again, let's do it again. So that who threw the fire extinguisher? Who killed Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick? Again, ladies and gentlemen, we must understand that the reports were Capitol mob's fire extinguisher kills officer reportedly bludgeoned with a fire extinguisher during the siege at the Capitol. So I want all of you to know that the reports were given by officers of the Capitol Police. They're the ones who put that story out there. Okay? So I want you all to see where I'm going, because y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. But I get it. That's why I'm doing this video. Because somebody done lied to you. Hold on now. Come on now. Lester, what you doing? Got your mouth open like that? Come on now.
A police officer who later died. Officials say the men, one from Pennsylvania, the other from West Virginia, worked together to spray Officer Brian Sicknick with a chemical during the Capitol riot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Sicknick was sprayed to death. They sprayed him with a chemical, they said. And this chemical is what led to Brian Sicknick's death. That's the third cause of death we've heard. Because a couple of weeks ago, the cause of death was that he had a heart attack. That's right, he could have had a heart attack and being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher, but no, they didn't accuse him of being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. They said he got sprayed to death. Well, he could have had a heart attack after he got sprayed to death and the chemicals caused a heart attack. Didn't say that, did they? Something ain't right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are being lied to. Now, I can tell you you're being lied to because I just showed you the reports. Wait, hold on. Let me show you about I gave you two reports that Officer Brian Sicknick. And you know what? It is not fair to Brian Sicknick's family that I mention this about him, but I'm not talking about the officer because I don't know anything about this officer. I don't know what his life was about. I don't know who he was. And I hate death. Okay? Now look, it says cause of death. So I don't want to do, watch this. Heart. Cause of death, heart attack. Hold on. I'm just putting that in there. I'm just putting that in there because I'm letting you know that somebody is lying. This is February 22nd. I said a couple of weeks ago, one man, Kevin Gerson, died of a heart attack. But what caused the death of Capitol Police on Brian Sicknick? Oh, it's not yet clear. Days after the death of Capitol Police, Brian Sicknick, during the DC riots, to date, no official description of the attack on Brian Sicknick has been given. Well, they give a physical description, didn't they? Say he got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. Direct cause of his injuries remain unknown. Wait, they say he got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. He had a heart attack or a stroke. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. Investigate the struggle to build a murder case and the death of U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick. Interesting. But what did he die of? Now, this is talking about the other officer. This ain't talking about Brian Sicknick. See, Brian Sicknick's death is over here. That's talking about the other officer. Officer's death, January. But it doesn't tell us what Brian Sicknick died of. It does not say nothing about being sprayed in no face with no chemical agent. Here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Chemical agent? Well, what's the chemical agent? What was the chemical agent? They don't tell us. So to this day, we still don't know what he died of. They just say chemical agent. Well, by now they would have been able to test the chemical agent to tell us exactly what the chemical agent was. But they arrested these two men. I'm sure whether these men are innocent or guilty is not my concern. Like I said, the issue is they're lying. Like, they didn't actually lie. Yes, they did. They lied. We got 3 different stories. And one of them came from the Capitol Police themselves saying, yes, he died because he got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. Okay, no, he died because he had the chemical in his face. Okay. And then he died because he had a attack. Ladies and gentlemen, something is wrong. So I do this video and say, you all need to figure it out. Now, just because they lied in one story doesn't mean they lie in everything else. No, because the Lord says they faithful in what is least, they be gonna faithful in what much. That's what he said. Oh, well, that's true. If they do it once, they'll do it twice, and then they'll do it twice again. George Bush fooled me once, fooled me 3 times. Okay, that's, so let's just, understand that, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to do this video to highlight they lying to y'all. Good night. I can't do that. I got to close it over here. Close it over there, and I just destroy everything.